What up, nerds? This is Comics and Pops, aka Alonzo from Team Nerd Herd. We have a new segment titled Movies and Shows, where we review comic-related movies or TV shows that are currently in theaters or streaming today. Why don't you give us a listen and let us know what you think?
Oh man! So hey, Kevin, I want to ask, man. Like this is our what if, and we just shoot the breeze about comics. So I was we're all in your group, and I saw that one guy giving you a lot of pain and suffering, and I just want to say F you.
What guy?
The guy that
bought
the
guy who
copies. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So he so he figured out a way. I have an application installed on our Shopify store that limits the number of copies you can put in your cart, and somehow he was able to bypass it. And so he bought, like 12 copies, I think. It, it was limit one per or whatever. I don't remember the exact limit. So I refunded his order, and he got really upset. So then I kicked him out of the group, and then he reported me to the Better Business Bureau.
Oh my God!
What a whiny!
It don't mean shit, anyways.
Taking it
well,
there,
it was
right?
Funny, they didn't. They I don't know. I don't think he actually. They allowed him to post it, but because he admitted in there that he bought more than he should have. So, kind of. And I let him keep one of them, but then he got rude, so I just refunded all of his outstanding orders.
Well, it's right. It's funny because yesterday when the Virgin cover or the sketch cover came on sale, I got in and there was no password. Like, it just went straight to it, and I'm like,
that was
okay. Let me back out.
Part.
And I literally backed out, went in and out like 4 or 5 times because I was like, I don't want to be that jerk that gets in there beforehand and have you kick me out when I'm not trying to break the rules. Well, no, I'm not saying it's your fault.
I wasn't going to kick anybody out. I mean, I just refunded him. He got rude.
Well, yeah.
So,
no, and I didn't mean like that. Just that would be openly when hey, there's supposed to be a password buying it, and then me going, okay, I'm just going to go in there and buy it and not do the password. I was like, okay, and I eventually went, forget it. There's no pass. Doesn't work, I guess.
Yeah, I messed up the listing and didn't put the password on there, but the book didn't. The group had an hour and a half basically to buy, and then I put it on the public side of the website. It sold out this morning, so I mean, it was fine if somebody bought more than one copy because everybody had a chance. So we're basically in. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, are you gonna ever say what the count is on that? I was just kind of curious.
No. So we're starting
Just be
to
happy
move
you got one.
away from. Well, I mean, we're starting to move away from announcing the print runs just because. Well, I mean, so the print runs. Some of the print runs have gotten larger. I'll say that because there's so much demand for Peach's work, and I was getting, a lot of people were upset that it was selling out. Her books were selling out really quickly, and. And I feel like there's a lot of fans that are buying her covers, not just folks that are reselling. And I have nothing against reselling, right? Yeah. We see a lot of women buying her covers. Now that could be a guy buying under his wife's name because he bought one under his name. But we're seeing a lot of women buying. We're seeing a lot of people buy just one trade dress copy or one copy, so that tells me they're more collectors than anything.
Right.
So we raised the print run on some of these books and they're still selling through. So we're like, but so now we're doing, the first 15 minutes, we're limiting, 1 per, 2 per. And then after that, we open it up. So yeah, we're kind of getting away from that. It's been an experiment, but it's going well. So that's, I know some folks aren't happy that we're doing that, but those folks are way fewer than the people emailing me upset that it sold out in 1 minute, accusing me of all kinds of trickery and, like I have time to sell stuff under a fake account on eBay.
Right. Don't let them try to get tickets for Comic-Con.
Yeah, like you see, I have an eBay account under Frankie's Comics. I mean, why, like,
why would you make us take
know.
it?
Some of the some of the stuff doesn't make any sense. I mean,
some
I
people's
don't have
children
time for that.
So are you going to tell us what the print run is for that beautiful Darth Maul that should be coming out soon?
1 million.
Yeah, I think we did.
We're all in.
No. We did. I think because Golden Apple sold it, and so did Comic Kingdom. Yeah, I think it's 1,000. Yeah, like the trade dress was 1,000, and the Virgin is 500, if I'm not mistaken.
Wow.
Don't quote me on that.
Is there going to be enough for people? Because I didn't get any of those. Is there going to be enough for people in your group?
The group?
I haven't sold any of them to the group because I got to be honest. The Ray cover was a lot of work. Like it was painful. So I'm taking a break.
Oh, I bet.
They're in storage, safely tucked away. They haven't been shipped to the Golden Apple, or they're just sitting in there. I think it's a great piece of art, but the Ray cover really, really kind of turned negative. So I just needed a break. So we'll probably sell that at the end of August.
So
and it'll be 1 per.
So if you wanted to randomize it like you did with the Ray, I am 100% okay with that. Even though I didn't get the Ray, I'm not mad, but it's like, it's the same thing of making it like a free for all. Mm-hmm. So at least a random, I mean, it's like, you kind of know you're going to get it or you don't. I feel that's probably the fairest way, because people nowadays, they have bots, they have all this thing, all these little things that they can do. I feel like, how you did it with Ray, you just type in claim and there you go.
I thought it was awesome too, man. It was really fair.
Yeah.
No, it was fair. It was definitely fair.
I mean, we might do that. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I mean, that's probably what we'll do, but we're behind in our shipping. So I don't want to put that up for sale and hold people's money again. So so we'll see. But
if you can wait till September, I'd be happy.
So and then Ray's getting we're getting replacement copies for Ray in September, so people are having for Ray.
Do we have a date on
the
Darth
Maul
stuff?
Like when it's going for sale?
Yeah.
I don't. I was just thinking probably the last week of August is what I was thinking. The last week of August. But Darth Maul is in good shape. Like we don't need a new printing of it. We checked them in and they look good. And it's a nice looking cover. It really is.
It's beautiful.
So
yeah, that's probably my favorite Peach cover.
Her, there's folks that say that she's not the best artist. There's people that love her. But I will say this: her fan base is really broad. Like there's a lot of like I said, women and stuff. And when there's a Peach cover, her fans come out and buy. They really do. And even though there's a lot of her covers that are hitting the market, they're still selling. So I think this is her year.
The year of the Peach.
Yeah,
I mean, prior to her catching heat, she's been on our radars for like a year and a half already, right? Like we've been kind of chasing her covers, so she's dope. I mean, she's just very unique. I gotta say that, man. Like she's very different than other artists. So
yes, and she's very creative, in my opinion. So I really like working with her. But we do obviously work with other artists too. But her fan base is very. They really want her stuff. So I've had to adjust the way that I sell. People have to log into the website now. There's limits. I mean, I have to audit the orders. So it's like more work.
Oh man,
to make sure that people aren't buying 20 copies.
So
it's horrible that it's gotten to that extreme, but
yeah.
But
seems like you're gonna have to. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, go ahead, please.
It just seems like you're gonna have to hire a lot more workers pretty soon, because you're gonna have the shop open and you're gonna be selling stuff online too, right?
Yeah. So
regular books.
So we hired we've got we hired 2 part-time people to help, and then my aunt has stepped in and helped. So there's basically 3 part-time people, and then we have a full-time person. So it's the store variant sales have been really, really good. We've been very fortunate this year. The store is opening, and we're developing the computer software to manage the pool, the subscription stuff. I think we maybe talked about this the last time. I think it sounds familiar. We're also, my brother and I are also developing software because Frankie's Comics is now a CGC facilitator. So we're going to be taking in books for Clayton signing when he's coming to the store, but we need a way to manage that process. So we're developing software so that you guys can come to the website and fill out a form to submit. And the goal ultimately is so that one of the big problems I think people complain about with facilitators is they send them their books and then there's really no status updates. Has the book been signed? Has it been sent to CGC? At least in my experience, what I see online. I'm not saying that just caveat, maybe other facilitators do it differently, but so we want to have as close to we can get as end-to-end tracking of your comic. So you'll be notified when it's been received by our staff. You'll be notified when it's been signed, when it's been shipped to CGC, and when it's on its way to us or to you, so that you can track it. So we're trying to put some technology behind the facilitation process to help. So we're working on that, which is one of the reasons why we haven't really announced a whole lot of the details of the crane signing, because I don't want to have people just sending in their books with no paperwork.
Right.
And, I get a box of books. I'm like, oh, what are we doing with this? So so we're trying to develop
Sign
that
this.
and get that. Yeah. And if we can get it so that you guys get notified, I think customers will really appreciate that, so they can kind of track their books through the process. So that's what we're trying to do. So it's we're growing. We are going to start selling regular comics online and have a subscription service. It will be a separate website from Frankie's now. We made the decision to separate the 2 the 2 sales channels, let's say, so that if you order a Peach Store variant that comes out in 2 months, your ASM 49 issue isn't delayed, right? It's not sitting there for a month tied to that order. So that's what we've made the decision to do. And the pool list software website is pretty much done. So we're going to roll that out soon, and people can go and subscribe to stuff. And, we'll have to make changes. We'll get feedback, but the basics of it are there. So we're doing that.
I don't mind. Like I bought a couple of things from you off FOC last week.
Yeah.
I didn't mind paying ahead of time. Like you offer really good prices and it's fair, and it's if you're in the group, it's free shipping. Like why not, right? Like,
Yeah, I mean we have to. I get on my soapbox, but we gotta. There's a lot of comic book stores that struggle financially, and one of the reasons is because folks don't pick up their pull lists. They have to pay up front for the merchandise, and people don't come in for weeks at a time, and they paid for that stuff and sitting in a box. So we got to change up the model, otherwise these stores aren't going to survive. So that's what I believe. Now I don't know if we'll be successful, but we're going to give it a shot. You got to pay up front for your pool.
And it's just, if you want it that bad, you're definitely going to pay for it. I mean, that's just the long and short of it. I mean, it's a definite. If you're a collector and you want to make sure you have it, versus seeing it sell out or not pulling the trigger and just looking at it and hovering over it, I mean, this will just give you more incentive to say, you know what, I'm just going to buy it and just wait for it.
And this is my thing, right? Like this week, at every comic shop there was a line of like 10 to 20 people outside in the front. I'm not with that. If I can order 5 copies from you, Kevin, and not worry about not waiting in line. Not waiting in line. I'm totally down for that. And you send it to me a week later. Well, I don't care as long as I get them.
Well,
I was
sorry
gonna
to
say,
interrupt somebody.
I was gonna say for me, the crane thing. I'm thinking about sending my stuff to you once you figure it out, because I've seen the prices here of what they want to do.
Yep.
And I really don't want to. At my point in life, I find standing in line, unless it's for Comic-Con, not worth it most of the time. And I'd rather just go, here's my book, get it signed, get CDC, have a nice day.
Yep.
I don't want. Yeah, you don't want to be standing in line during COVID here. So
yeah,
especially in California.
because it's already
anywhere.
Like here, I've seen what the prices, and I've shown them to these guys because I know he's doing it through
It's
his
crazy.
thing and everything, and it's fair. I mean, it's not great prices, but it's fair. But I'm just like, I just talked to comic shop owner, and like, can I just give you my comic, and you get him to sign it and take care of it from there? I don't even have to show up.
Well, I mean, is your comic book store facilitator, CGC facilitator?
From the way it sounded here, Crane was taking all the books with him because he's hand delivering them, at least for the ones here. I don't know about your area, but he is hand delivering them from here down to Florida.
Yeah, I think it's Black Flag that's facilitating it for him. So.
Yeah, I don't know if Black Flag is a facilitator, so I'm not really sure what's going on with that. But
yeah.
So for us, when we'll be taking, we're some facilitator now, and we're going to take the books in, and then they'll stay in my possession, and then they'll go to CGC via FedEx. I mean, that's what we'll do. So we have a CGC witness who's flying in to witness the event and sign. So that's what we're doing. Clayton may be able to sign. There's like an artist form that he can self-witness, basically saying I signed these on such and such. So that might be what's going on with that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, unless Black Flag's a facilitator, when I looked on the CGC website a couple weeks ago, I didn't see their name. But that doesn't. Maybe they're not on there, right?
I think
maybe
he
CGC
is.
hasn't put it on there, so
I think he is the facilitator.
Yeah, I mean that could very well be. But yeah, so the books that are coming into my store through mail order or on site, they'll stay with me because I'm responsible for them. So, but that's just how we're going to do it. But yeah, so we are doing a lot. We are hiring. We're going to be hiring and trying to sell the regular comics. And, we'll see if this model works. I don't know. A lot of folks are used to paying when they pick up their books, so this is going to be a big different thing. And there's a comic book store here. There's a guy who's got 3 stores, Ultimate Comics. He's a great guy, great stores, but they don't make their customers pay up front. So it's a unique thing because the customers are going to have a choice in this area. They're like, well, I can get my subscription through Ultimate Comics and I have to pay up front, or I can get it through Frankie's and I have to pay up front. So I would just say, just since we're talking, like one of the things I'm seeing online a lot is, I don't know, a lot of comments about stores and how they run their business. Particularly, you go digging in the dollar bins or whatever, right? And then you bring the stack of books up to the counter, and the store owner looks on eBay to see what they are, or the books aren't priced at all, and then he's looking on the store owner's looking on eBay. And, a lot of people are really upset about that practice. Well, but so people are upset about that, but then they're saying, oh, my LCS is going out of business, or LCSs are rare, or it's like you can't have it both ways, right? Like you want an LCS, they've got to make money to just fund the operation. But I get it from the collector standpoint. You spend an hour on your knees back there digging under some long boxes on the table, and all this dust and whatever else. Now you've got the threat of COVID, and you bring it up there, and you're like, okay, I'm ready to pay for this. The guy's looking it up on eBay. I mean, I get it. So I think the compromise.
It's kind of like we done all the work for them, and then they take, it's like free labor, kind of.
So what I would recommend the stores do is put up a sign, on the front door that says, hey, we're going to check the market value on the back stock before you start digging, so that you know what's going to happen when you get to the counter. Because it's not fair if they don't warn you, right? So you go back to do all that work, and then you bring up 20 books. I get that. But if it's on the sign on the front door, then I think...
But eBay has fees and like other stuff associated with it, right? So if I go up there and I go through the back stock, I find a book, you look it up on eBay, you're like, oh, $20 on eBay, right? Like, it's not really the same. There's a fee, and like I found it for you. You could have listed it on eBay. You could have had like your own feedback and all that stuff. Like, there's like a whole ecosystem that you're bypassing by just going, well, I'm just going to use eBay as a pricing guide, right?
So okay, if it was my store, I would just say, hey, it's $20 on eBay. I'm going to sell it to you for like 15 or 10,
That's fair.
And so that way you get some money, I get some money. I mean, that's how I would handle it.
That's fair.
So
as long as there's like give and take, right? Like if you go in the back and you're like, dude, I find this book, right, and it's $300, and you're like, hey, can I get it for cover? That's not really fair either, right? But But at the same time, right? Like for the person to go, oh well, I didn't even know that was there, and now it's $400, $300, and I don't even have an eBay account, and I'm not going to go through all that setup, and because I'm just a lazy shop owner, going to keep that stuff back there, and it's like, well, like Ian said, you're doing all the work for them.
And a dollar bin's a dollar bin. If it's a dollar bin, it's a dollar bin.
If they go, oh well, it's $300 on eBay. Hey man, thanks for finding. I didn't even know it existed. What do you say, $225? Yeah, that's awesome.
Well, I would try to compromise, but I would warn the customers up front when you're walking in the door before you guys get back there, like, hey, this is what's going to happen. So that way everybody's notified. But if you pull a book and you walk up to the counter and they do it, that's not fair. Because I get that. That's not fair. I think overall what I'm trying to say is that the comic book stores are struggling, right, because of COVID, and they were struggling before that. And some of them are. Now there's stores like Torpedo, which do very well, right? They've got a good business. They're killing it. But there's a lot of stores that aren't like that, and there's a lot of folks who want to resell books. And again, I don't have any problems with that, but you got to think about stores sometimes, right? So that the store is there, because you can't, if you want to go buy something and resell on eBay and the store closes, you don't have to go. So, and as far as the dollar bins go, I don't think any comic book store in the country should have a dollar bin because it costs them more than $1 to get that merchandise. So,
but what I think about these dollar bins, though, right? These dollar bins, like we have a big one here called SoCal. They get all these collections, and they mine them, and then they put everything
at 10 cents a book.
Yeah, and then they put whatever's left, and of course some of those books are gonna jump like 10 years later, and that's what we find, right? Like,
so if I have a dollar bin, I think I should honor the dollar price. I will say that. If it says dollar bin, somebody put the books in there, I don't think I should look at eBay. But if I have other backstock that's not priced that way, I think, I should check the market pricing. But I'll warn you up front. So yeah, if it's a dollar bin, it's $1.
Dollar's a dollar. Just mark it as $1.
Yeah, you did your due diligence first and made sure.
But I'm not. There's no dollar bin in Frankie's Comics.
See, my issue is
are you buying? You're not buying used collections though either, are you?
Well, we will, but we'll go through. We are going to.
Yeah.
I'll go through the collection.
You're gonna do the work and actually buy some and stuff. Yeah.
You may end up with a surplus of crap books.
That's where the dollar bin's
going, and that stuff's getting donated to charity or it's going in the dump.
There you go.
There you go.
So here's the thing that a lot of I don't know. Here's something to think about if you ever open a comic book store. You're paying rent, and so that space that dollar bin is occupying is costing you money. That spot on the floor or whatever is costing you money every month. So if that spot is costing you $10 and you've got $20 worth of comics in there, after 2 months, you need to pitch it because it's going to cost you more to store that merchandise than it is than the money you're going to make on it. Not to mention, these stores start growing, right? Because they've got all these dollar bins and all this back stock, and now they need thousands of square feet, and the rent's gone up. I mean, and then the store smells because there's all these old comics, and it just looks like a hot mess. So you got to pitch it, man.
I love that smell.
See, my problem with something like that, though, is, well, two things. One thing is, if they just do it because they can, just go, okay, we're going to put that sign up, and then we never have to price anything. I have a little bit of an issue with that. because they should at some point have went through and went, okay, even if it's not the right price, but put some type of price. So even if 4 years down the road, they at least got something other than just saying cover price. That's one of my issues. The other issues, a lot of people don't know to go on eBay and go, hey, let me go grab the ones that are sold. They'll look and see, I see this comic is going for $500.
Right.
But you go look at the solds and it's only sold for $250 or $300 at max. That's what I have issue with.
Well, and there's also like, when you go to baseball card shop, right? And I understand baseball cards are different, but like you open up a pack of baseball cards and you pull $100 card. The guy, the proprietor doesn't go, well, now you got to pay me a little bit more. You only paid $5 for the pack of cards.
No one cares about baseball.
I understand. I'm just trying to make an announcement.
By the way, A's are number one right now.
But I get, so there's it's not exactly one for one, the analogy, right? But so there are always going to be like the shops that have that, like, hey, there's a gold mine over here and they want to do that thing. But I think what Kevin's talking about is super interesting. Making sure that the shops are a little bit cleaner and more of that Apple Store feel.
Yeah.
So
But,
yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say in conclusion.
Go ahead.
I'm just saying. I mean, it sounds like. I mean, we all kind of agree that we all want our local comic shops to succeed. We just want it, long as it's a give and take. It's not just, hey, this is what we're gonna do and tough shit. But on outside of that, do you have anything else you want to share with us, Kevin, or any?
Well, I sent
items?
a couple pieces of art, right? So you guys could show that.
Because that'd be cool to end on if you could show those.
Yeah. I sent 2 pieces of art. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can pull it up.
Yeah. No. Yeah, I could pull up.
You'll do it in post.
I'll do it in post. Yeah.
All right, what are we looking at?
Okay. So the first. Go ahead.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. So the reason I'm wearing a Valiant hat is because we're doing a Valiant cover. And actually, let me just. I can do it this way. Oh no, that's not what I wanted to do. Sorry.
Okay.
Edit that out. Okay, so here we go. So the reason I'm wearing the Valiant hat is because we've got a Valiant cover by Alan Qua. It's a homage to Detective Comics 880 by Jock.
Awesome.
Whoa.
Oh,
So, and
God,
I sent the
looks
art,
amazing.
and so you got the nanites up there instead of the bat.
Nice.
All right.
So this was a
For Bloodshot.
and I sent the high res file. Yeah. So I think it's Bloodshot issue 10. So when I watched the Bloodshot movie, I came up with this idea because I don't want to ruin the movie for anybody, but it kind of works with the movie at the end of it. And then the second thing is we have a Miles Morales cover coming for Champions #1 by Peach Momoko.
Yeah.
So this is the first time anybody's seen, well, that I know of that anybody's seen it. So
Yes, though.
kind of, how's that?
Yep. I'll be.
Awesome.
Yeah, we're gonna put that up.
Oh God.
And we'll also put in post. We'll put pictures up, and we'll just put
Yeah,
right over Nick.
so
Just cover Nick.
I
up.
wanted to share those pieces, and we're gonna try hard to really support a lot of publishers now. We've got some stuff coming with Boom,
Nice.
Vault. Vault has a really cool samurai book coming out.
Oh yeah, Devil's Bride, right?
Yeah. Yep. So we're working on a cover with
pre-ordered
Strong
those
for that.
already.
And
Can't wait.
we're gonna work with keep working with Scout, and so we want to spread it around. So but yeah, I'm excited for all of those things, and the store will be opening soon. So
Nice.
I appreciate you
Excited
guys
for
having
your
me on.
venture.
Yeah, man. Congratulations on the new store, and hopefully, like one of these days after it's all said and done, and this thing is over, and maybe hopefully things are back to normal, we'll all take a trip out there together. Visit your store.
Yeah. See you guys at San Diego Comic Con or something.
Well, yeah, we'll have a big old.
That'd be awesome.
We'll have a big old Team Nerd Herd party, and maybe have like the podcast over there all together. So
Yeah.
that'd be
So long
awesome.
as you have some
Kevin might be
barbecue.
too big. He'd be like,
Yeah.
he'd be like, no, guys. It's like,
Yeah,
who are you guys again?
Oh no.
Yeah,
No,
that barbecue for sure.
I work for barbecue.
Yeah, this is
That's Billy doesn't get that big without it.
well, thanks a lot, Kevin, for joining us, and
yeah,
we
thanks, guys.
And JR, you want to let everybody know where else they can find us?
You can find us at Team Nerd Herd Podcast, all one word, on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter. Come say hi to us, talk smack, whatever you want to do. You can also find we can find Mr. Kevin. We can find you at frankiescomics.com, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, frankiescomics.com.
Sorry, it's already pre-programmed in my thing, so I just go directly to it. So,
it's a good thing.
Yeah, no, it's a great thing. My credit card doesn't love it, but hey, it's a great thing.
I love it.
Anything else we got, Ian?
No, that's it. And we want to thank everybody for joining us again. And don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and support the show. We'd really appreciate it. And leave some comments, it really helped us out. And we really like reading them too and then responding, as JR did a couple times in our last show. And
we got one other thing. We've also got some new videos from certain Comics and Pops coming out recently.
You probably saw the promo right before this video. So
yeah, so we should gain some more of those. So start looking for those.
And last but not least, Kevin, you want to take us away?
Thanks for having me on the show, guys. Again, I'm Kevin Fields of Frankie's Comics, Team Nerd Herd. If you want to do it right, collect what you like.
Yep.
Boom.
Thank you.